In every story, there's a moment, a single defining point where everything changes. For me, that moment wasn't a grand explosion or a whispered prophecy from a wizened sage. It was a quiet hum, a soft light, and a warmth spreading across my skin. It all started on what I thought was just another ordinary Tuesday. I was just living my life, going through the motions, completely unaware that destiny had its own plans for me. I was nobody special, just a face in the crowd, until the mark appeared. It began as a faint tingle on my forearm, like a forgotten sunburn. I ignored it at first. But the sensation grew, becoming a persistent warmth that I couldn't shake. Later that night, as I was getting ready for bed, I saw it. A faint, silvery outline began to trace itself onto my skin, swirling into an intricate pattern I'd never seen before. It looked ancient, like a symbol lost to time, and it was glowing. A soft, ethereal light pulsed from the mark, casting dancing shadows on my bedroom walls. Panic set in. I scrubbed at it, tried to wash it off, but it was as much a part of me as my own fingerprints. It wasn't a tattoo. It was something else entirely. Something alive. For the next few days, I hid it. Long sleeves became my uniform, even on the hottest days. I was terrified. What was happening to me? Was I sick? Cursed? I searched online for anything that resembled my glowing symbol, but my queries came up empty. I felt completely isolated, trapped with this bizarre, luminous secret. The mark itself seemed to have a mind of its own. It would pulse brighter when I was stressed or scared, and dim to a soft, barely there shimmer when I was calm. It was a barometer for my emotions, and I was its unwilling host. The first hint of its true purpose came during a moment of sheer, blind luck, or so I thought at the time. I was walking home late one evening, lost in my own worried thoughts. I stepped off the curb without looking, right into the path of a speeding car. Time seemed to slow down. I saw the headlights, heard the screech of tires, and braced for an impact that I knew was unavoidable. I closed my eyes, and a blinding flash erupted from my arm. The mark burned with an intensity I'd never felt before, a searing heat that shot through my entire body. When I opened my eyes, the car was wrapped around a lamppost a few feet away, the driver shaken but unharmed. And me. I was standing on the sidewalk without a single scratch. It was impossible. I should have been gone. I looked down at my arm. The symbol was blazing, its light so bright it was visible even through my thick jacket sleeve. That's when I started to understand. This wasn't a curse. It was something else. A shield. A form of protection. This realization didn't bring relief, at least not at first. It brought more questions. Why me? Where did this power come from? This symbol, this brand of destiny, had chosen me for a reason, and I had no idea what it was. I began to experiment carefully at first. I'd focus on the mark, trying to will its power to the surface. I started with small things. A dropped glass that would mysteriously halt its fall an inch from the floor. A stumble on the stairs that would correct itself as if an unseen hand had caught me. Each time, the mark would flare to life, a silent confirmation of its power. It was like learning to use a new limb. Clumsy, awkward, but slowly, I was gaining control. The symbol was becoming less of a terrifying anomaly and more of an extension of myself. This awakening was a profound transformation, not just physically, but mentally. The fear started to recede, replaced by a growing sense of wonder and, dare I say, strength. I had spent my life feeling unremarkable, but now I carried a secret that set me apart. This symbol wasn't just a protective ward, it was a source of inner power. I started walking taller, feeling a confidence I'd never known. The world looked different, sharper. I felt more connected to it, more aware of the subtle energies flowing around me. The mark was a constant reminder that I was more than I appeared to be. It was my destiny, etched into my very skin. And for the first time, I wasn't afraid of it. I was ready to embrace it. My first real test, a true trial by fire, came unexpectedly. I was in a crowded downtown square when a construction crane high above malfunctioned. A massive steel beam snapped from its cables and began to plummet toward the street, right where a group of people were gathered. There was no time to shout, no time to warn them. Instinct took over. Without thinking, I threw my arm out, focusing all my will, all my energy into the mark. A wave of pure force, visible as a shimmering dome of golden light, erupted from me. It met the falling beam with a deafening boom. The beam didn't just stop. It was deflected, tossed aside as if it were a child's toy, crashing harmlessly into an empty building facade. Dust and debris rained down, but everyone beneath my shield was completely untouched. Silence fell over the square. People stared, first at the wreckage, then at me. My arm was still outstretched, the symbol on my forearm glowing like a miniature sun. The power coursing through me was exhilarating, immense, and utterly draining. As the light faded and the symbol dimmed back to its silvery glow, the adrenaline wore off and I collapsed to my knees, exhausted. But as I looked at the stunned but safe faces around me, I knew with absolute certainty what my purpose was. This mark, this power, wasn't just for me. It was for them. It was a shield for the innocent, a strength for the weak. That day marked the end of my old life and the beginning of a new one. I was no longer just a guy with a glowing mark. I was a guardian. The symbol wasn't just a sign of my destiny. It was a tool, a responsibility. There are still so many unanswered questions. I don't know who or what gave me this power, or if there are others like me out there. I don't know what dangers lie ahead, but I'm not hiding anymore. This mark is a part of who I am now. It represents a strength I never knew I had and a future I never could have imagined. Every day is a new discovery, a new lesson in what it means to wield this power. It's a heavy burden, but it's also an incredible gift. My journey is just beginning, and while the path is uncertain, I will walk it with my head held high, ready to face whatever comes next. This symbol is my strength, and I will use it to protect those who cannot protect themselves. What would you do if you woke up with a power you couldn't explain? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Every hero's journey starts somewhere, and I feel like mine is just getting started. Thanks so much for watching and sharing this part of my story with me. If you want to see where this journey leads, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.